the show, as you can tell, we're super meticulous and organized. You can email snmsportstalk@gmail.com. And we're also on Facebook and Twitter. We're at SM Sports Talk 1.
No. Twitter, SM Sports Talk 1.
Yeah, what'd I say?
Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, okay.
Facebook and Instagram, we're just S&M Sports Talk.
24 episodes in. I mean, you know, bound to make a few mistakes here and there. Anyways, speaking of mistakes, let's start off with NFL.
Oh, before we get started, before I forget again, if any of my coworkers are listening, I'd like to say thank you and acknowledge that they were so kind to send our new baby a little Cowboys gear. Since none of them are Cowboys fans, I appreciate how painful that must have been, and I just want to say thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. I think what are the names? Pedro's one of them.
Oh, my coworkers. Yes.
I pay attention to Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro.
There's Dave.
And Ravi.
Ravi. Yes.
And also, I think Daniel and Camille work in the office. I don't know them that well, but...
Now, I don't know who the hell Daniel and Camille are, but they sound like upstanding, fine folks. But no, that was cool to get like a little package of the mail.
Yeah.
I do want to go ahead and mention that my work did not send me shit.
They did give you some time off, though, at least.
It was unpaid time off. That's not really giving me something. That's actually taking something away.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, so that's...
Now you can go back to the...
Wait. Speaking about your coworkers, I believe it's Dave is a Bears fan. I think he was talking a little bit of smack about my assessment of the Bears, saying that
you said last week, you said last episode that the Bears fans are the Packers fans' bitches, I think is what you said.
No. I said the Bears are the Packers' bitches.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Sure. Yes, of course. Yeah.
No, the fans are delusional, just like Cowboys fans are.
And he said that he was going to make you eat your words, and in fact, that did not happen.
Yeah, Mr. Dave, I don't know you, my friend. I like eating a lot of things, but my words is not one of them. I mean, one of our good friends, Billy, is a huge Bears fan, and like arguing with him, Bears versus
speaking of delusional,
like he's like, oh, Cowboys suck, cowgirls, which is, first of all, if you're still saying cowgirls, like, dude, come up with something a little bit more clever. You know what I mean? Like, I could probably think of like 4 or 5 different things, but if you're still saying cowgirls as an insult to the Cowboys, it's not clever. It's
just
not creative.
As a side note,
it's not original. Yeah,
I feel the same way about people who say vagiants. It's stupid.
But vagiants is hilarious.
No,
I always say
it's not.
Vagiants.
It's dumb.
And foreskins and sheagles.
Stupid.
Anyways, but it's like, oh, you guys suck. And I'm like, all right, well, the Bears haven't won shit since 1985. Yeah. Oh, well, you guys won 95, 96. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's 11. I was born. I was old. I was
old enough to remember
myself. First and foremost, I saw all 3 Cowboys Super Bowl parades. My friends that like the Bears, and I'm assuming Dave is in that group also, wasn't even born last time the Bears won. All right. Now, I saw the Super Bowl Shuffle, which is Jim McMahon and all those folks, and I might have been just a couple years old, but I still remember a couple years later when I was starting to get into sports, like, there was an iconic video.
Oh, it's still like a thing, yeah.
So, anyways, and then they always do this shit right here. My Giants friends always do this shit. Oh, well, we have, like, 11 championships. Like, dude, first and foremost, pre-Super Bowl era, nobody gives a shit.
Right.
All right, it was against like 12 teams, all right, or 8 teams or 10 teams. That's not really competition, all right?
Well, if you're a Giants fan, then nobody gives a shit anyways, really.
Hey, man, they won 2 recently, 07 and 2011. It's frustrating.
I just hate them a lot.
The luckiest Super Bowl wins ever. But, like, you know, when the AFL and NFL merged into the NFL, AFL and, NFL merged in 1960, like, that's kind of when we use that, like, demarcation period of great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then Green Bay has like, 20 championships. Because
it's always tricky, right?
Yeah, 1907 they beat 3 other teams like to win their. Like, it's just
every sport's like that, right? Like over the years they change the number of games or they change like how the championship is determined and.
So, anyways, one thing we can all agree with is the Cowboys are overrated and the coaching is stupid. I don't want to spend the whole. We're doing a quick podcast. It's 12:15. I got to work in like 7 hours. Exhausted right now. Why in the hell on 4th and 1 when you have freaking Zeke Elliott, the highest paid running back in the league? Why in the hell do you do like some bullshit throw?
I don't know.
And you know, honestly, I was texting my brother during the game, and you know, when we text during the game, it's pretty heated. Like my brother and I, we don't talk, you know, very profanely. You know, it's a very respectful conversation. But when it comes to like during what's going on in the Cowboys games,
it's different.
It's like no holds barred. It's like we can say whatever we want to, and it's just so different. So like,
well, probably because both of you have kids now too, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
toddlers, you can't just be saying whatever you want to say out loud.
Very angry text, but it's just like if it's 4th and 4, like why are you throwing like a 45-yard pass that has a very low percentage of being successful?
It's funny because during the games you say like, stop being so conservative, right? But on 4th and 1, that you want to be conservative. It's like when you shouldn't be conservative, when you should be like taking some chances, then they're going for this little dinks and dunks, whatever. But when you should be conservative, then they're trying to go for. That doesn't make sense.
Do you know what the equivalent of that is? Like on a first date, right? And like you know, you're like trying to get that first kiss, you know, like to see if there's a second date, right? And like you guys are moving closer and closer to each other, right? And you're right there, you're like 1 inch apart. And all of a sudden, you just take all your clothes off. Like that's what that's what throwing a 40-yard pass on a 4th and 1. That's what the Cowboys do.
Are you speaking from experience?
That has never happened.
Trust me, it's an awkward situation.
That's why we're tearaways on our first dates. I'm just kidding. But no, it's brutal. Like it sucks being a Cowboys fan. Like I hate
it.
This.
Doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Makes sense.
Everybody, you know, it's America's team for a reason because we're always on everybody's mouth. We're always in the A block of every TV segment.
And if you'll notice, almost every single week, the Cowboys game is the game of the week.
Yeah, of course. Unless Myles Garrett takes a helmet or takes somebody's helmet and mashes them in the head, like we're always on the A block. So enough of that. You know what has me incensed though this past 2 weeks? This past week since the Cowboys lost, is the personalities on ESPN and Fox Sports. All right, here's how it went. Okay, so in the preseason. Oh, especially your boy, Colin Cowherd, which I can't believe you even like him. He is the biggest annoying, like, he's that friend that you have that knows, like, a little bit about everything and is willing to show. Like, he's so obnoxious. Anyways.
I don't actually find him obnoxious at all, but.
And, like, Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith and all these people, like, they're so obnoxious. Like, here's how it went preseason. Oh, Carson Wentz, he's so talented. He's so multi-talented. He's worth $105 million. And then week 4, Cowboys are 3-0. I believe the Eagles are 1-2. Oh, you got to pay Dak his money. He is light years ahead of Carson Wentz. And then Cowboys lose 3-0. 3 games in a row. I think the Eagles tie up with us, or they're like 1 game back. Oh, Carson Wentz is totally superior. You know, he would have led them to a Super Bowl if he didn't get injured. And it goes back and forth, Like, you know, pick a point. And I understand the league changes with every week. But man, pick a side and stick to it. You know what I mean? Like, either Dak is better or Wentz is better. And in my opinion, and I know I'm biased, but I'm also a numbers guy. Dak is still better. Foles went to the Super Bowl when Carson Wentz was struggling with the team. I understand Wentz had like 11 good games in one season, but since he started in the season, he has more fumbles than any other quarterback. He has more turnovers than any other quarterback. The only person that's nipping at his heels, timeline-wise, is Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield throws a shitload of interceptions. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's frustrating. Like, Wentz had a great game. I can't deny it. But he only had a great game because we called a dumb game. I think Dak threw for 40
Even our defense wasn't doing
our defense sucked. Dak threw 40-plus times. And I think Zeke, you have the stats pulled up, right?
Yep.
I think Zeke had, 13 carries?
Let me see.
I mean, that makes no sense whatsoever.
13 for 47 yards.
47 yards, yeah. That makes absolutely no sense. When our game plan the week before against the Rams...
We had 54 rushing yards. in the whole game.
That's so stupid.
And 7 of them were Dak Prescott by himself.
Guess what? The week before, we had 263 rushing yards against the Rams, and we beat the shit out of them, 41 to whatever, 44 to 21, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So Jason Garrett, he's got to go. I don't give a damn how nice he is. You have 10 years. If you can't do more than win 2 playoff games, and they're not even the same season. If you won 2 playoff games, that means you're either in the NFC Championship, depending on if you get a first-round bye or not. But you won 2 playoff games in 10 years.
Yeah.
This is going to be, I think, the 4th or 5th 8-8 season. Mm-hmm. There was a 4-12.
Oh, we are a perennial 8-8 team. Yeah.
There's a 4-12, which I can't bark on because I think Romo broke his collarbone. And I think there was like a 9-7 where we didn't make the wild card. Other than that, there's been 8-8. Or a first round exit, or you win one game and the next game you get blown out.
But even those 2 games, we backed into the playoffs like we always do. Like it's not like we're definitely going, and
we had a team with Tony Romo, Jason Witten, Dez Bryant. We had a team with Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, and Amari Cooper. We had Terrell Owens. Like at a certain point, like. Yeah. The excuse has got to get out,
That's the shitty part of it all, is that we have the right people. We have the talent. Like, if you listen to these commentators during the games, they say it all the time. Like, we have the most talented offense on paper in the entire damn league. We just can't do it. I don't know if it's is it all play calling? Is it just a lack of, I have no idea.
It's just crappy coaching. It's like,
something's not gelling for sure.
Yeah, we can sit here and be like, oh, well, Kellen Moore's calling the plays, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't care who's calling the plays.
It doesn't seem like he is all the time.
Yeah, there's a head coach who has ultimate say on everything. There's, a position coach who puts the right players in the right order at the right time, or the right lineup, at the right time. And there's a play caller who calls the correct plays. If you 3 can't gel, that still falls on the head coach. I don't give a damn who you are.
You know what? I'm actually, at this point, kind of worried that they're going to try to pin this on Kellen Moore instead of Jason Garrett.
So here's the deal. Jason Garrett was kind of passing the buck on everybody else.
I'm sure he was.
And they were asking why Amari Cooper, and this is another shit I don't understand.
I heard him say on
4th and 8, Amari Cooper's on the bench.
Because he needed a rest, is what I heard he said. And also there was one play where Zeke was on the bench, and I think Jason Garrett said they have like carte blanche to take themselves out of the game if they feel like they need a rest. Yeah. But it doesn't make sense. Like,
well, I heard after the game, Zeke was throwing stuff in the locker room because he was pissed, and as he should be.
They should all be mad.
Yeah, he's the marquee player. He should get to tote the rock, and he should be the lead dog on that team. So.
Well, he's certainly not earning all that money that he got, and I'm not saying it's entirely his fault. He's not being allowed to earn it. And
I agree.
It's it's a waste.
So here's my dealio. I think. I try to keep this podcast hip.
What's the dealio?
Yeah, YOLO, right?
Twerk.
So here's my deal. Like I think I'm just gonna sit here and pray and like hope that the Giants beat the Eagles. And the Cowboys will beat the Redskins. And the Redskins just lost Dwayne Haskins. He was quartered off last week.
I hate how many seasons we spend saying, I hope so-and-so beats so-and-so because we couldn't do it, so I need them to do it before us.
Well, look, there's still, like, all is not lost. There's still a possibility because Philly does really suck. We suck too, fine.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If we get into the playoffs, who the hell can we beat? I mean, any given Sunday, right? You can do anything, but I'm just saying... So what if we get into the playoffs? I don't feel like we could beat anybody and get there, but whatever. We'll see. A few more weeks left. I think
if we get in the playoffs, at least it'll be NFC East championships twice in a row. And if we're a first round exit, I still think that's enough to be like, all right, Jason Garrett, we didn't extend you anyway. So, shake hands, thank you for the 10 years, and please be on your way, and we'll find another coach. And I think that's already set in motion anyways. So. Enough about the Cowboys. So Baltimore is still top dog. The cheaters, what's the team? The Patriots. They're still, I think they're 2nd seed. I think Kansas City's 3rd seed. Pittsburgh Steelers are one loss away from being out of the playoffs, which is mind-boggling for me. Even though they're sans Ben Roethlisberger this year. I think Tennessee is one win away from getting in the playoffs.
Seattle's pretty close.
My
to you,
fantasy
right?
boy, man, the guy I picked up 5 games in a row. Ryan Tannehill's been rocking it. So speaking of fantasy, one of us got third place.
Yep, that was me.
All right. So do you want to hear the parallels of how shitty our fantasy was this year and why I hate playing fantasy?
I was in first place like almost all season.
You were first place damn near all season in one league. I was first place in the other league the last 4 weeks. The last 3 weeks, excuse me. Got in the playoffs. You and I both won the first round easily. Second round, I got trounced by like 100 points to the eventual winner. And then I lost the third round to my brother. And the problem with losing the third round, here's the problem. All like the last month, I was like, Joe Mixon versus Tyler Boyd. And it's like whoever I put in did worse. There was one game where you said, like, put in Mixon.
Yeah.
And he rocked it and Tyler Boyd didn't do crap.
Yep.
Well, unfortunately, this time, Tyler Boyd got like 30 some odd points and Mixon
you never
got like
know.
6.
Yep.
So that would have won me. And your ass...
I
You need to explain to the folks how you got so lucky against Ray, who was the guy who sent us the chili. He's gonna send us chili sauce this time. It's gonna be with
cyanide.
Cyanide in there.
I'm sorry, Ray. So I ended up winning third place by 0.7 of a point. Is that right?
Something
like very close. It was less than a point, and that was after. I don't even want to say it. I forgot to take Chris Godwin out. Even though he's not playing.
I remember you.
And I only won because an point after was missed by Mason Crosby.
You don't make the call. I remember. I think you were dropping me off at work.
I really don't feel. I mean, Ray, I know you're listening. I really don't feel good about it.
Oh no, he unsubscribed. He was like, "Man, f those folks." No, like here's the deal.
Yeah, I really don't feel good about this.
I think
one.
you dropped me off at work, right? And I was like, Misty, Chris Godwin's been ruled out. Like, come on, man. And I get it. We have a new kid. We have a second kid who's adjusting.
We have a new kid. We have an old kid.
Yeah, we have a second kid who's adjusting. We're like trying to, and we're doing very well. We're pretty well rested. I think you're way less rested than I am, but we're functioning pretty well. Yeah.
I mean, I even looked at the team and I remember thinking I need to replace him, and then I was like,
it was Saturday. I was like, the game starts in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Get home and find any receiver that plays on Sunday or Saturday evening. You're like, okay, no problem. And I think you had a couple errands to run, and I was watching it at work, and I was so mad at you, and I go, their goddamn game just started. And I remember I didn't text you for like 2-3 hours. I was so pissed off.
Yeah.
But you squeaked it out by the hair of your chin.
I don't feel good about it.
Anyways.
But it happened.
So that's football. I mean, football.
Oh, in the other league, I got like probably 7th place or 8th place or something. I haven't even looked. I don't even care.
In the league that I'm a commissioner of, that you won third place in, I mean, I was dead last. Like, how do you go dead last? And you want to know how? You get the 12th spot.
Oh, yeah, I did finish 8th.
And you reach for Todd Gurley and Le'Veon Bell because you think that's going to be a dope-ass combination this year.
Yeah, this is a bad move. Yeah. So
Anyways.
So screw football. I'm over it.
Yeah, football's crap.
Fantasy football sucks until next year.
But I'm still hoping the Giants win and hoping the Cowboys win.
Yep.
Just so I want to hear like Colin Cowherd. Well, Carson Wentz, he's a little bit overrated. He shouldn't have gotten paid that huge contract.
I mean, I don't know why you put so much stock in what these morons say anyways.
These
are the same people who are like...
It's my morning ritual.
Oh, Baker Mayfield and OBJ, Jarvis Landry, they're going Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
It's my morning
ritual. They were
ritual.
like the Super Bowl favorites at the beginning of the season.
When I wake up and do my morning ablutions, like brushing my teeth and getting ready for work, I always have like some YouTube video playing of like sports.
Yes, I know. I hear it.
So... Anyways, I wish there was a sports. I wish there was something I could hear where it's just like, it doesn't have the East Coast bias. It doesn't have so much cowboy hatred.
Everyone's gonna have a bias. We have a bias.
Yeah, I know. I agree. Anyways, on to basketball. Right? Anything else going on football wise? Are we done with football?
I think we're done.
Antonio Brown, I think worked out for the Saints.
Seriously?
Yeah, this morning.
Jeez.
Jeez Louise. Merry belated Christmas, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Happy belated Hanukkah. Happy 1 day late Boxing Day. And Misty's favorite?
Festivus.
Happy Festivus for the rest of us. So basketball, Clippers are truly the kings of L.A. They beat LeBron and his Lakers for the second time. This time, Anthony Davis, I believe, wasn't playing. LeBron's been injured here and there. Or no, sorry. Anthony Davis was playing. I think LeBron came up lame or something. Whatever. Like, it's just, the Lakers have the best record right now in the West.
Really?
But
I haven't gotten into basketball yet.
Yeah, it's kind of inflated because they've kind of played. They've had a pretty easy schedule.
Yeah. It's still kind of early for it, late, right?
It is.
Like later on in the season, it sort of kind of evens out because everybody's played.
Yeah, about
more teams.
February when we get into the All-Star break, that's kind of when you're like, all right,
we really know
who are the contenders, who are the pretenders. By the way, sorry if you hear our birds. I refuse to record in the bathroom. We got one kid sleeping in one room, one kid sleeping in another one. So the Mavericks are doing well. They're about solidly 4th place, 5th place. Luka came back yesterday, almost messed around and got a triple-double. I think he was like 2 assists shy.
Love that kid.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome. Trailblazers stink. I've lost so much money on the Trailblazers. Like I keep adding them as my third team in the parlay, and I keep getting screwed by them.
Third team.
Oh my god, I know. Like if I could just do 2-team parlays, I would rock this shit. But I get stubborn. I'm like, oh, let me just add the third team.
I like how you say if I
screwed.
just could. Like you can.
No, I can't.
Just do it.
I just can't do it.
I love it when you like, hey, I have a bet if you're interested.
Yeah.
I'll text it to you, and it's like a 6-team parlay. It's like a couple of basketball teams, a football team, and some like
There's
Argentinian golf
Brazilian
tournament.
Like, jiu-jitsu. Like Mashimoto is fantastic this year.
No, trust me on this one. If you bet $2, you could win 1,000.
Yeah. But yeah, so this sports light. Anything going on in baseball?
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Some big contracts being signed, but
yeah, who cares about that? Honestly, Garrett Cole got a big contract. Strasburg got a big contract, but who cares? I mean, it's freaking December, for God's sakes. We're not going to care about that until
baseball
March,
contracts
April.
are like not that awe-inspiring anymore, right? They're all so huge that like I just can't believe they're signing these guys like 10, 12-year contracts.
Yeah.
It's
And they're
insane.
And they're fully guaranteed.
And like no trade clause and all this stuff. Like,
unbelievable. But this is the deal. You have a couple of good years, and you're set for life.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately I couldn't string along a couple of good years
baseball's
at a
probably
time.
the way to go.
I didn't get my big contract.
Nobody has time for that.
How do you tear a hammy? I don't know.
Playing baseball?
Yeah, I don't know. It just happened.
Your ass wasn't running around the bases, so I don't know.
No,
I was just walking out of the locker room.
Yeah,
tore.
I'll sit at second base. Anything else going on in basketball? The Bucks are number 1 in the East. I don't know. There are a couple of stories. There's a sad story about the reporter that passed away.
Oh yeah, 34.
Yeah, he's younger than I am. And when I was reading the report, like it sucked. Like both of his parents have passed away. Also, I'm like, damn, man. I'm like,
yeah, he had pneumonia. It's so weird.
What an awful. This is anytime somebody younger than you passes away, you're like, oh damn, like what the hell?
And you
going on?
Immediately have to find out what happened, right? Like, is it something that could happen to me? I don't.
Well, I mean, I guess anybody could get pneumonia, but not too much going on in the sports world right now. You know what comes up on Monday? Black Monday.
What's that?
When coaches get fired. Yeah. So, that's 2 days from now. We just want to record something very brief just to kind of get out there and air our grievances. I wanted to record
like Festivus?
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to record last Sunday night after the Cowboys lost, and Misty was like, you're a bit emotional right now.
No, that would not have been an entertaining podcast.
So it was like I was like slamming the table and just screaming obscenities at the top of my lungs. Like I couldn't. Recording would have been very angry, but now I've taken a week to calm down. Christmas has just gone, come and gone, and so now I can be calm. If there's nothing else, is there anything else sports you want to bring up?
Well, I was just gonna say sometimes when I come across like interesting facts or whatever, I write them down for the podcast. So I was just going through them. And I don't know if you know this, but with the Cleveland Browns have a decade average. So 2010 to 2019.
Okay, yeah.
Their record is 42, 115, and 1.
Damn.
They have a winning percentage of .269. So not even 30% winning average.
Yikes.
Yeah. And then I saw that we talked about this actually, and you probably forgot that Ryan Fitzpatrick. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
He's the only quarterback in NFL history to throw for 4 or more touchdowns in a single game for 5 different teams.
I tell you, man,
What the
it's Fitzmagic. Do you believe in Fitzmagic?
You know, if it only weren't so sporadic, he could have a really amazing career.
Oh, I think he's made plenty of money, and he's a Harvard.
I'm not talking about money. I'm saying, like, I feel like in 20, 30 years, nobody's going to really remember Ryan Fitzpatrick that much. You know what I mean? It's not like some of these other quarterbacks, like, people still talk about, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. But he's done some incredible things, but not enough incredible things in a row to make him memorable.
Right.
I don't know. We're like really reaching for content now, but I just thought those were interesting.
It's a very sports light day, so let's discuss Christmas.
Oh, jeez.
No, it was a lot of fun. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we got some cool gifts for the kids. Like, got some Puma gear for the new boy.
Matching Chucks.
Yeah, matching Chucks. Like, you know, fun stuff.
That's Converse for you young kids that don't know what Chucks are.
No. Misty got a Glock, which is
Your
pretty
dad?
cool.
Shroop got a breast pump.
No, I put that picture on Facebook because she wrapped whatever I had. It was in a breast pump box.
I like to find, instead of buying boxes, I like to find funny boxes to
Yeah.
put the presents in. I thought the breast pump would be the most funny.
No, I
for
opened
you.
it. I guess I never saw your breast pump box. I'm like looking at it like, what the hell? Let's see here.
You
What
saw
else?
that pink box. You're like, I don't know what it is, but I don't want it.
Yeah. But other than that, you know, we exchanged phones. We did our stuff well before Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, at this point,
It was really fun to have Christmas with the toddler, though.
Yeah.
She just walked around going, open this,
Yeah.
open this, open
and
this.
like you know, in this day and age, when you have to lease it, like when you're forced to lease a
Oh,
phone,
jeez.
there's no surprise anymore. It's not
No.
like, hey, I got you the newest phone.
You remember one year for my birthday,
Yeah.
you bought me a new phone,
Yep.
but you didn't have to activate it immediately.
Correct.
So you gave it to me, and then I activated it. And you used, also for you young kids that don't remember this, you used to be able to, when you were eligible for an upgrade, you paid like nothing
paid
for your
like
phone.
$99, and you got to
Yeah.
keep the phone. It
If
wasn't
that, yeah. And
as lo-
we
as-
would just have like a pile of old cell phones
as
and
long
you
as
could
had-
donate them.
As long as you had service for 2 years,
Yeah.
you could re-upgrade. And
I think I got some pretty sweet upgrades for like $49 because we've been customers with
Yeah.
the same company for like 15 plus years.
oh yeah, all those flip phones. Oh
Yeah.
man,
I mean, I feel like whenever we got married, I was like packing all my stuff
Yep.
for my parents' house. I think I had like 8 or 9 old cell phones that I ended up donating.
there is a Nokia in my parents' bedroom. It still has juice. Like it's been on for the past 20 years. It's still on the
going.
same on the same charge. I'll tell you this much: if Apple ever makes a flip phone, I'm getting that. I don't care if there's no smartphone technology. I want
Why
to
do
flip so bad.
I feel like
Why is my microphone sinking? What is going on
I
here?
don't know, is it not tight enough? I feel
Like a tiger.
I feel like just like fashion, fashion goes in this like
Look at this.
so tight in the thing.
It's like I'm talking and then I got to hunker down. I was like, why is my neck hurting?
You know how fashion goes in like a 20, 30 year loop? Like as jacked up as
No,
this
I don't know
is.
anything about fashion.
Okay, well, as jacked up as this is, like a few years ago, people started wearing stuff that I wore in like middle school. Speaking of, you know what I'm thinking about bringing back?
They wore like acid wash overalls.
Yes.
Man, some
That's
of the
what I was
crap,
just going to say.
some
I'm
of the
thinking
crap
about bringing
you
back
wore
overalls.
when you were young.
Nope,
Jeez
I'm doing it.
Louise.
I'm getting a pair of overalls. This was like my
You're
uniform.
gonna listen to Crisscross on a cassette tape.
Yeah, this was my uniform in middle
the
school.
Miggity Mac
I would
Daddy.
wear-
It's the Miggity Mac. It's the wiggity Mac. I wonder how many people are like, what? Did he have a stroke?
Everybody just turned off the podcast.
Yeah.
No, I used to wear like a white t-shirt, overalls, and Doc
Mm-hmm.
Martens, like at least once a week. I looked pretty cute. So I'm bringing back the overalls. But anyway,
Anyways.
what was I saying? Just like fashion circles in and out.
Yeah.
Now I don't remember what I was saying. What were you talking about?
Just the Christmas gifts and all that fun stuff. Flip phones.
Flip phones. Yes, thank you. So I think that technology will do the same thing. Like, these phones have gotten so big. Then we'll go back to trying to make small phones.
Yeah,
flip
what the
phones.
hell, man? Like, so when we first...
If I wanted a damn tablet, I'd buy a tablet. I want a phone, and I don't want to have that pop plug thing on the back to help you hold it. Like, I just want to be able to hold my phone in my hand.
I don't like those. So in 99, when I worked retail at a company called Circuit City, like...
Also for you kids, that's not a company anymore.
Yeah. Like, we bought Nokias. First of all, my first Nokia was a 5170. It was like 3 cents.
Yeah, you paid like nothing for that. I think I got my first cell phone for free. Like it came with your plan.
We didn't have like text messaging. You had to connect to the internet and all that stuff, but there was not technology available.
Well, it was like 25 cents a message.
Yeah, but they were like big phones, and then the Razor came out and it was like super thin, and then the other Nokia came out that was super small, and I was like, of course the regular Blackberries were huge, the Curve.
Yeah.
I had the Blackberry Pearl, which is kind of like the more feminine one. I just now realized. But it was like really small and dainty.
Yeah. Well, I think like the regular BlackBerry was like a business phone, right? And then the Pearl was supposed to be like an everyday phone.
Yeah, man. My brother made fun of me all those years, and now I get it. It was kind of a feminine phone. But either way, we were like going small, and all of a sudden, it's like, all these smartphones come out, and it's like, okay, every year it's like a bigger phone, bigger phone, bigger phone.
Well, and when you go to, like when we went to look at new phones... Right. They try to sell it to you like it's a selling point. I'm like, that's not, this one has a bigger screen. Right. Like, I don't need a bigger phone. I need a small phone that fits in my small hand.
Right.
That I can make a phone call with. Thank you.
Anyway, so Christmas is come and gone. Man, we're about to embark on 2020. I can't believe, like, it's been nuts. Like, the past couple of years have been crazy. Definitely sports-wise has been nuts.
When it comes to an even year like that, like 2010, 2020, whatever, it makes it really easy to figure out how long ago you graduated high school, right?
I don't want to play this game. I don't want to play this game. I don't want to play this game.
I'm not going to mention any numbers, but I'm just feeling
don't want to play this game
old.
Because I have a reunion coming up next year. I do not want to play this game. So anyways, so yeah, I mean, not really much to talk about this time.
Football should be interesting for me. Football should be interesting, the playoffs and all that.
Yeah, the playoffs are going to be dope. Like, so this week, we're going to try to record. We're going to go out of town to visit my folks for the New Year's holiday. So, I think we should just tote our crap around and record because...
We 100% are not doing that.
Yeah, we will. So that's going to be like week 17, and everything's going to be set in stone. Playoffs, hopefully...
We'll just record when we get home.
Hopefully the Cowboys will be in it. I mean... Even if we back into the playoffs like that, we'll host a game because we're NFC East champs, the division leaders. So,
as sad as that may be.
As sad as that is, I usually get on a rant every week, every podcast. I can't think of anything to rant about.
It's almost New Year's. There's nothing to rant about.
I don't like how fake people are in December. Like,
oh geez, don't even get that started.
Be good for Santa Claus. No, how about?
It's not everybody.
How about don't be an ass all 12 months of the year?
Well,
that's just a thought.
I mean, you say people are fake, but people are also super rude. Like when you're out shopping and stuff.
That's true.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I feel like I've been like the crotchety old grandpa the past couple of days.
The past couple of days?
Past couple of weeks.
Since Months? I've known you.
Since you know me, yeah, well. Yeah, it is what it is.
I feel like I even used to call you Grumpy Grandpa Sharuk.
Yeah, no kidding. I really have nothing else to say.
Yeah.
I gotta go to sleep.
Life's good.
Gotta work.
Yeah, let's go to bed.
Our house is a wreck.
There's like still just bags of wrapping paper and like... I don't know, it's a little easier when it's just you, right? Because you get clothes, you put them in the closet. Like you get shoes, you put them with your shoes. Like, but with kids, like, where am I going to put all these new toys? Like, you have to rearrange everything. You have to get rid of old stuff.
Yeah, I want to do like a fire sale. Like, if you can log on to our personal Facebooks, like, just like send us a message. And we'll
hit us up if you need some toys.
Yeah, and like, dude, it's free. You have kids.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Pass it along.
I never understood the point of reselling anything. It's free. Oh, you know what? That's my damn rant.
What?
You ready for this? We talked about it in the car earlier today, and it really got me upset. like I don't understand the point of charging to see Santa Claus. Like,
Oh.
like wasn't the whole point of like, okay, I understand. Okay, so
What's the
Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, and all that good stuff. Like his birthday was, you know, historically found to be during the spring harvest, which is March, April ish. Somebody the other day at my work said May. I was like, I don't think so. I think it's March, April. But here's the deal. They made Christmas because it's the winter harvest the winter solstice. Right? Thank you. You know, they made it convenient because
it correlates with the pagan holidays, so it's easier for everyone to switch over.
Yeah,
et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
And then also it's close to the New Year's time or whatever. And like the whole point, you know, Santa Claus is based on Saint Nicholas and all this stuff and blah blah, the toys of the kids and
blah blah blah.
There's Black Peter and all this whatever blah blah. But you know, the point of like the way we celebrate Christmas, it's like, you know, we do everything for the kids. You know, we dress up the trees, we take cute pictures.
Sure. Yeah.
You go see Santa Claus. Claus, you tell him what you want, and then some crap appears under the tree, right? Like, when you start charging these things, okay, here's the deal. If you were charging like $5, okay, I get it. This guy's got to get paid. He's out there in the cold, whatever, taking pictures, and you know he's got like children with like shit diapers and all this stuff that have to sit on his lap.
Who would do that?
I totally get. Do you remember that? Yeah, it wasn't us. It was a friend of ours. Yeah. Because they were like, we waited in line so long. We were like, just put a blanket. Just wrap the kid up in a blanket. So anyways, you know, so we went
but just to be clear, that is something we would totally do.
Oh yeah. So like 2 years ago we went and our daughter saw Santa Claus for free, and it's the most adorable picture. It's still one that I see all the time. Like she's making a cute face. Yeah. He's being really adorable.
Yeah.
The next year we go to the same spot, and it's $35 to sit, and then you got to buy a picture package for an additional $20.
I actually
$55.
I actually don't mind them charging for the pictures. They have to pay to print them, whatever. But what if my kid just wants to sit on his lap and talk to him?
$35.
Like, what if I don't need the picture?
$35. Man,
ridiculous.
Like, dude, I understand capitalism and trying to want to make money and all that stuff, but dude, do we have to try to make money at every avenue? Like, are you going to start charging, like, you know, nickels at the homeless shelter for soup and shit? Like,
we went for free this year, though.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Bass Pro Shops. If you live in Texas, go to Bass Pro. Shit's free.
You have to get a pass, but then you're guaranteed a spot in line, and you don't have to wait in line for an hour.
Like what other ridiculous things would you charge? Like, could you imagine like 20 years ago telling somebody, "Oh yeah, we're gonna start charging to see Santa Claus"? This shit didn't happen 20 years ago.
You know, I wonder if it's the same. You know, they set up like the Easter Bunny in the mall, whatever. I wonder if it's just as expensive, or is it more expensive at Christmas because more people do it?
I believe it's more expensive. You know, we went to the Memorial City Mall last year. Remember, because we were desperate. Like, man, can we just take a picture with this Santa Claus guy?
Yeah. It was more expensive there, I think.
Oh my God. And people are waiting in line.
Like around the building. Yeah.
You know it's jacked up when people are taking like pirated pictures. Like they're taking selfies with Santa Claus in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, you know, let's just take a picture. You know, we know how to sit on his lap. Like,
it's ridiculous.
Man, like, I am so anti the spirit of Christmas. Like, I get that, and I'll own up to it, no big deal. But isn't the spirit of Christmas to do everything for the kids?
Yes.
Like, why should the kids hang on? Why should the kids suffer?
What we were discussing is like, what about those parents who are having to spend all their money on presents?
Yeah.
But the kid just wants to see Santa Claus.
Right.
Like,
or like, what about
But you're gonna charge me to let them just sit? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't need 15 pictures of it.
What about the parent that lost their job and like $35 is a shitload of money? That's groceries for some people. Yep. You know, and so like, I don't know, man. That kind of bummed me out. Like, just kind of taking advantage of that. Like the kids should do like. You should try to make everything accessible for all kids. Yeah. And here's another thing. You made another mention of this about like, oh, what if the parents spent so much money on presents? Well, that's not what I meant. I've always had a huge issue with like overspending for presents. Like I think it's ridiculous.
No, I meant like if you that $35, what if you need that to buy something for your kids?
100%. But like I don't understand,
just throw it away.
There are people like on my Facebook and like people that I've known in the past
just go like
that
crazy.
They go so like extravagant for their kids who are not going to remember this shit.
Yeah.
And you know, like, look, I'm not sitting here and saying that my kid gets shafted. I still think my kid is spoiled. I mean, she doesn't have much.
And one of her gifts was a toothbrush for Christmas.
You gotta get them teeth white, you know. But
It was a hit, by the way. But,
I think we adopted a new thing this year, which is what is it?
yeah, so
Something
there's a
you
bunch of
want?
people that do this.
Yeah,
It's something you want, something you need, something you'll wear, and something you'll read. Yeah.
And I think that's so. And I still bought like one or two extra things.
Yeah.
And I still feel like I didn't do enough. But man, she was so freaking happy.
Yeah.
And I didn't break the bank.
No, we didn't.
Shit, it's like what is it? 2 days after Christmas, I have plenty of money in the account.
Yeah,
like I'm not, I'm not sitting here like, oh crap, what am I gonna do with my next payday?
Yep.
Like, I don't know.
I mean,
man.
now when she's older, she'll be asking for stuff like a phone and all this kind of expensive stuff. But right now, like,
Well, I
100%
have
doesn't
a 20-year-old Nokia that I can
That
easily
still has
hook her
juice,
up with.
yeah.
So I don't want to get too hardcore into that rant because I don't know.
it's just unfortunate that like there
Don't you
isn't
remember
more.
don't you remember being a kid, right? You got like a couple of. I don't know how it was in your family, but in my family, we
Well,
got
I'm an only child, so
well, that's true.
Yeah.
We got like a couple of gifts, like maybe one or two gifts.
sure.
We went and drove out and saw lights, and then we waited in line in the mall for like 30 minutes to an hour to
Sure.
go see Santa Claus.
Yep.
And then we're done.
yeah,
Christmas is done. We're good to go.
yeah.
But now it's like, let's
Well,
wait
now
forever.
they start
let's pay for
shoving it
Santa
down your
Claus.
throat before Halloween, even, and like,
Yeah.
But anyway,
Man, this shit turned grumpy.
as per usual.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But my second favorite holiday of the year is coming up. Okay,
New
first
Year's?
of all, oh yeah, American holidays. Like I love Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Obviously, food, football, family. But New Year's is one of my favorites. It's like,
Just start over.
yeah,
Start
this year has been
fresh. Yeah.
shitty. Dump it and go to the next one. If
This
it's
year
been
has not been shitty, but
Huh?
This year has not been shitty, but
It's been a good year.
that's what I'm saying. You're not saying specifically like
Oh,
2019.
yeah.
You're
Oh,
saying
yeah.
like in general, like if
In
you've had
general,
a
yeah.
bad year, you can start
You can
over.
start over, and it's so arbitrary because
Or even
it's-
if you've had a good year, like it's still fresh.
you're literally going from Tuesday to Wednesday, right? It's just so arbitrary. It doesn't
Well,
make no
it's
sense.
like-
But it's like a mental thing. It's like,
It's
oh man,
like when
just throw it
you're
away.
15 years and 364 days,
Yeah.
you're not responsible enough to drive a car, but as soon as you turn
Yeah,
16 and
yeah.
0 days, you're fine. Like
So, we are going to take our stuff next week to record.
we aren't.
So
I mean, we'll take the stuff, but we're not
yeah,
recording.
if
so.
Misty wins, happy early New Year's, man. I hope everybody stays safe.
Yeah.
And go see some fireworks. Spend time with family, man. Call your family, tell them you love them. Call your friends and tell them you love them.
Yeah.
Like that. The number one sign that I'm getting older is when I tell my guy friends, "Hey, man, I love you."
Right.
And I don't feel like weird. I don't feel nervous. I don't
Yeah.
feel it's reciprocated.
shouldn't. Yep.
It's just a love. Like, but guys don't do that shit. Girls do that. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I love you. I haven't seen you in like 2 weekends.
The difference is when you say it, you mean it. Sometimes
Yeah.
when girls say it, it's like secretly you're thinking like, I really hate you, but
Yeah, girls are they're hard to understand. I've had
that's
issues with that.
That's a rant for another
But
podcast.
anyways, go and enjoy life. If you're gonna drink, be responsible. Get an Uber or Lyft or
Get you some of that non-alcoholic Heineken. It's delicious.
Yeah. We've been buying non-alcoholic. We bought non-alcoholic Bush beer. How ghetto are we?
We didn't buy that. You bought that.
Okay, I bought that. Shit's
It's
good
tasty, though.
It
It
is very
is.
tasty. It makes you feel like a man. Hooters, wings, football, and some non-alcoholic beer. But yeah, happy early New Year's. Happy Merry belated Christmas. Hanukkah, everything. We hope you guys enjoy the holidays. And we'll talk to you guys next week, and we'll have an actual playoff structure set for football.
Yeah. Then we can start making some predictions.
Yes,
For real.
And then we'll also talk about some bets and all this stuff.
Yeah. And I'll start paying attention to basketball.
But right now, I gotta finish my Diet Coke and get some
gotta go to
sleep
bed.
because I gotta work in the morning. All right. Well, if we didn't get to it this time, we're actually gonna get to a lot of stuff this time. We'll just hit it up
We'll
next
get to
week.
it later.
All right, guys. Happy New Year's.
Take care.